Chris Turnet here for Card Player TV. Welcome to the Final Table Preview Show for the World Series of Poker Inaugural Champions Invitational. 20 main event winners took their seats yesterday to compete for a card, bragging rights, and ESPN time. Here are the remaining 10 players. Carlos Mortensen, also known as the Matador, is chip leader with 42,375 in chips. Mortensen is the 2001 WSOP Champion. He's also got another WSOP bracelet as well as 2 World Poker Tour titles. Mortensen has accumulated $8.6 million in tournament winnings. Second in chips is Tom McEvoy with 31,000. McEvoy won the big one in 1983 and has been cashing in major tournaments for 2.5 decades for a total of more than $2.6 million in winnings. Including his main event win, McEvoy has 4 WSOP bracelets. Jim BECHTEL comes in third in chips with 30,475. The cotton farmer from Arizona won the 1993 main event and has cashed the WSOP 20 times, including a 4th place finish in the 2006 $50,000 horse event. The Texas Dolly Doyle Brunson is 4th in chips with 20,250. Brunson won the main event back-to-back years in 1976 and in 1977. He's got a total of 10 WSOP bracelets, tied for second with Johnny Chan for most bracelets won. Brunson also owns a WPT title. Over his long and illustrious career, he's accumulated just over $5.2 million in winnings. In 5th chip position is Action Dan Harrington. The former chess champion and backgammon pro wrote a few of the most influential books on tournament strategy in his Harrington on Hold'em series. He should know since he's got nearly $6.3 million in lifetime winnings. He's the 1995 WSOP Champion and also owns another WSOP bracelet as well as 1 WPT title. Peter Eastgate, the reigning WSOP Champion, is 6th in chips with 18,425. The 23-year-old from Denmark is the youngest player to ever win the main event. Since then, he's continued making major cashes and has more than $9.7 million in winnings. HUCK is 7th in chips with 15,400. He won the main event in 1996 and has a total of 4 WSOP bracelets. Seed also won this year's NBC Heads Up Poker Championship, putting his total winnings at nearly $4.7 million. 8th in chips is Robert VARKONYI. The 2002 main event champion is coming in with 13,450. The now professional poker player was a relative newcomer to the game when he made the WSOP main event final table, and HELLMUTH considered him dead money. So much so that he agreed to shave his head for charity if VARKONYI won. Needless to say, HELLMUTH went bald. JOHNSTON is 9th with 7,625 in chips. The 5-time bracelet winner won the main event in 1986. He's cashed in the WSOP an amazing 56 times and was inducted into the Poker Hall of Fame in 2004. The short stack is none other than the poker brat himself, HELLMUTH. He has 1,125 in chips. HELLMUTH won the main event in 1989 and was the youngest main event winner until Eastgate dethroned him last year. He currently holds the record for most bracelets won at 11 and most WSOP cashes at 69. Just before the start of the final table, we caught up with Tom McEvoy. Alright Tom, so what did you think of the World Series of Poker Invitational of a few WSOP past champions? What did you think of the whole idea?
I thought it was way past due. You know, I'm all for it, and I hope it's an annual event from this point forward. And I mean, what a great concept, you know, the champions, all the champions that are still around, you know, to fight it out to see who's the best one.
Mm-hmm. So how was your first table? I mean, obviously you know everybody, it's kind of like a reunion, right?
Yeah, it was. I hadn't had a chance to play with Peter Eastgate, the defending champion, or Jerry Yang before, so I got to play against both of them for the first time, and it was fun. There's no such thing as an easy table playing all world champions.
Definitely.
And some of the bigger names, of course, have already bit the dust, and there's been a few upsets. I'm sure someone like Robert VARKONYI has got pretty good chips, and he made it to the final table, and he might not have been considered as...
Back in the day, of course, HELLMUTH shaved his head, thinking that he was dead money.
Yeah, and he kind of stole the show a little bit from VARKONYI, and VARKONYI kept rooting for Phil's demise this whole tournament. And he's probably going to get his wish because Phil is very short stacked.
Yeah, I saw that, like 1,100 in chips.
Yeah, something.
He snuck in there.
He barely stuck in there for a brief few moments anyways.
Now you're entering 2nd in chips.
Yes.
How did you get such a big stack?
I got a big stack. I want to I actually won a big pot and busted Scotty Wynn when we got it all in with I had jacks against his tens. And my key hand that set the stage, and if I lost this hand I go broke, I'm in the big blind against HUCK, who has a small blind. HUCK has turned out, he's been raising quite a bit, small blind, big blind. And he raised again. I have a jack 8 of hearts, but he didn't raise a lot. So I say, well, I'll see the flop, and the flop came something like jack 8-3. And he bets. I raise him right away. And I make it like 1,000 to go. And he shoves in on me. And I got about 8,000 left. Well, naturally, I'm going to call, you know. And he's sick to his stomach. I called so fast, he knows he ran into he thought it was probably a set, but it wasn't. You know, 2 pair was close. Although it gives him a few more cards to draw it on if it's a running pair or something. And it held up. And
what did he have?
He had 2 aces.
Oh, wow.
So he lost, basically he lost more than he should have. And he was sitting next to me. He was talking to me the rest of the time he was at my table, complaining about how bad he played that. He says, I should have eaten that cheese pizza at dinner time.
It messed with his head, the grease got in his head.
I lost my brain power. I said, I can't believe I gave you all those chips.
Well, he still made it to the final table.
Yeah, he still did. And he was the chip leader.
Before that?
Before that. Then I became the chip leader. I stayed the chip leader till we ended the day at my table.
Okay.
And Carlos Mortensen, I don't know what he did, but he must have ripped a few of them apart, including HELLMUTH, I heard, at the other table. So, you know, the chip leader is always the guy you want to shoot for the most. So that kind of takes a little bit off me.
Some pressure off you?
Some pressure off me, yeah.
Well, you guys are used to fighting for $1 million first place prizes, and today it's a car, which is nice, but is it the bragging rights that matters? What are you guys looking for? I mean, what's most important?
I want to win this tournament. I guarantee you more than anybody else in the field does, and I did going in. I deliberately skipped the first few World Series preliminary events just so I could be rested and ready for this tournament. You know, I haven't won much in the last few years, some last tables and stuff, but I want to reestablish my credentials, and what better format than to come out on top against all these former champions.
All right, well, good luck with that today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming.
All right.
Christy Arnett with Tom McEvoy for Card for Your TV.